heart attack. Fast, fatal, heart impact. Past painful scars, in fact, I blast tasteful bars and pass. I back up my actions, fact, don't ask, grab reactions, jacked, attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose. Pick a new submerged juice. I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember you're discreet now. Get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kyusho here, and now, whenever we last left off, quite a lot happened. Deku learned many secrets that were being kept from him. Now, Deku was exposed to the Watcher's Eye, and he learned every secret that does pertain to him. Right now, there's a lot happening. S.H.I.E.L.D. were trying to create experiments that could mimic the Hulk's powers, if not completely copy them. He learned the identity of the Red Hulk was Hisashi Midoriya. He then met the man and murdered him when the two encountered each other. He then also learned, quite simply, he has 3 different children with 3 different women. Katsuki, his childhood friend, Jean, and Laura. Now, this is where things are strange. Deku, he learned about them. They are a little over 3 years old each, and right now, he doesn't know how to feel. He is not angry at this. He can understand why they hid the children from him. He isn't the most mentally stable or sane, yet he does try. He tries to keep his life in order. He tries to keep his anger in check. And right now, after meeting him and Laura's son, Victor, he was concerned. He had an idea that he might turn out like his father did. He might turn into that same evil monster. And he was scared. And all 3 of them, they saw this. Deku, he is a very kind-hearted person. And right now, he's doing what the Hulk does. What he says the Hulk does. The world is always made of glass. And he was trying to be careful around them. Now, Deku, he revealed that he murdered the Red Hulk, and who the man was. And he also was talking about Emma Frost, and how she knows his children exist. Now, a plan was being made, and right now we do actually have over with S.H.I.E.L.D. S.H.I.E.L.D., they don't know what the fuck is going on. They know the Hulk popped up. They know, from what their records do indicate, that Izuku Midoriya murdered Hisashi Midoriya. And his powers, they are either evolving or changing. Now, it is a concern to them. Whatever is happening with Izuku Midoriya, it is nothing they've seen him do before. I mean, he moved faster than the eye can see. He shook an entire continent. And, well, his power. It's evolving. He's getting stronger. Is he harnessing it better? Does he have a grasp on it? They still don't understand. And that is a very big concern. As right now, Jennifer Walters does sit in an interrogation room with a bomb. And right now, the director of S.H.I.E.L.D., Nick Fury, is trying to understand this, getting Jennifer to play it again for him, the events. And right now, Jen, she is going to look at Nick Fury. Her standing there and telling him again. She stands by her actions. Exactly what do you mean? S.H.I.E.L.D. had my grandfather murdered. And right now, I should leap across this table and tear you in 2. But I don't. So, again, my cousin murdering the Red Hulk was very justified. Especially because S.H.I.E.L.D. used a psychopath to try and mimic the powers of my cousin. Miss Walters, your concerns are noted. However, again, what we did do, it wasn't us. We were quite simply using him as an asset. Really. So S.H.I.E.L.D. is willing to work with murderers and people who are not of sane faculties. May I need to remind you, we have worked with your cousin as well. Then the statement still does stand. Fury, I am a lawyer. Do keep that in mind. Everything I do know, I know for a reason. Everything I have seen aboard this ship, this vessel, I can use to take you down. It doesn't matter that I signed an NDA. It doesn't matter that I signed anything, in fact. The fact is, what you are doing is enough to get you liable and shut down. It doesn't matter how well funded you are or how well you cover it up. The fact that my cousin isn't here ripping apart this helicarrier already shows his mercy. His mercy. Really. So you're saying that we should just let an incontrollable psychopath run around murdering people he deems to be unwell, unfit? My cousin had his reasons. Personal reasons. And in fact, how do you know it was him? How do we know it wasn't the Hulk? I mean, the two are separate personalities in the same body. It may have been Izuku's hands, but the Hulk was in control. It was very well established there. Miss Walters, need to remind you, we have footage. We know it wasn't the Hulk who murdered Hisashi Midoriya. In fact, that's the thing that we don't understand. Hisashi Midoriya's powers, we amplified them to be 5 times greater than before. And so far, everything that we've seen, the Hulk, he did quite a lot. He was able to go toe-to-toe, if not beat him outright. He absorbed so much gamma, he just took off into a blaze of green light. The footprints we can't even track, because most of them would be on water. And that is our concern. Sounds like a personal problem, Fury. I haven't heard from my cousin since I've gotten back. I see. Well then, you understand that we'd have to keep you for 24 hours then. I'm willing to wait. Now, Rick Jones does go to speak up, asking if he can say something about all this. Proceed. Listen, Fury. The fact that all this is happening, it's messed up, it's bad. But you seriously cannot say Red Hulk was mentally sane. I mean, you guys are giving more power to a crazy individual. We understand that, Mr. Jones. Fury, what is happening? Everything, from the mutants to this right here. Whatever is going on, I mean, you gotta give him at least that. Fact is, we don't know how stable Red is, or was. I mean, the man was already slipping. The fact that he's been put down, S.H.I.E.L.D. should consider that to be an asset. Nothing of loss. Mr. Jones, I am well aware as to what we should consider it, but right now, S.H.I.E.L.D., they have their own matters. And right now, Izuku Midoriya, he is on the top of our list. The fact that his powers are changing once again does show how bad the situation might be. The only person capable of taking him down so far has been the Sentry, and he was reliable, with very little effort, might I add. So, if we are to track him down, what do you think that we will find? Now, Jen doesn't say a word, and right now Fury, he does just go to stare at the two. As we actually do cut over to Deku. It has been 2 days since he discovered his children exist. And right now, Deku, he does currently land at Avengers Tower. And whenever he does get greeted by Friday. Now, Deku, he does try to ask Friday, exactly where is Iron Man? And Friday, she will go to respond. Tony Stark is currently not available in the mansion. In the tower. And if she should if he would like to leave a message. Now, Deku does say no, as he does go to ask her one simple question. Where exactly is Emma Frost? Now, Friday she'll go to respond. Emma Frost is currently located in the holding facility. And Deku, he does go to ask exactly where is that? Now, Deku, he does currently listen to what Friday does tell him to do, and Deku, he will follow her directions. As right now we do actually have Tony Stark. Tony Stark, he is on a mission, and right now he's been alerted at Avengers Tower that Deku is there, because his vocal patterns, they've been activating Friday's systems. Now, Tony, he actually goes to patch himself into the tower, and Deku, he currently is staying in the elevator as Izuku, and the Hulk is still in his head, asking Deku exactly what they're going to be doing. Now, Iron Man will going to interrupt. Izuku, where have you been? It's personal, Tony. Personal? I have reports, even stuff indicating from S.H.I.E.L.D. where you might have been. Did you murder the Red Hulk? Tony, he was my father. I'm sorry, what? Tony, he was my father. Hisashi Midori was the Red Hulk. Now, Tony is going to somewhat pause. And right now he is going to ask him, what is he doing in the tower? I need to talk to Emma. Talk to her about what? Tony, that's personal. I am going to talk to her. I think that she might have a lead on everything. Deku lying. You found something? I've been conducting a personal investigation. It's nothing that you should concern yourself with. Now, Tony, he does this don't start talking and arguing. As whenever the elevator does go to get to the level, Tony does inform Friday, lock down the tower now. Now, Deku, he does this don't stop. Looking directly at that as Tony, he does see the elevator camera in his mask. As Deku does go directly turn towards it and stare at it. His eyes glowing red, telling Tony he really can't stop him. He will speak to Frost. Deku turning and bringing his hands out. And right now Tony's watch. Deku using telekinesis rips open the elevator doors. And Tony, he's alarmed by that. Oh no. Now, Tony, he does think that what currently happened is this. That evil personality inside Deku's mind, it took over. The Red Hulk was murdered by Claw. And right now he does have the idea to call the Sentry. Now, Deku is currently still walking through the lab. And right now Tony does continue to talk, asking Claw exactly what is he doing back in possession of Izuku. Tony, I don't expect you to understand. I just want to talk to Frost. Izuku, you're not in your right mind, are you? Tony, I'm perfectly sane. Deku bringing his hands up and turning, expressing bringing up his hands, as ice does start to form and flames do as well. He's gained more access to his powers. He's gained more control. Right now, he is in his right mind. Deku closing his hands as his powers do go to dissipate. Listen, I don't expect you to get it. I'm reasonable and I'm calm, Tony. I just want to speak to Frost. I think I know what she might know. And with my telekinesis, I don't know if I'm at her level, but she can't possess me. She can't control me. Claw is locked away in my head. Now, Tony, he's a bit surprised. And right now, he does just want to end the lockdown. As Deku does go to turn and start walking again. Now, Deku, he does go past a few levels. He does see some villains who are here. And he's a bit surprised. Some of these guys, they're not what he expected. I mean, there's some Spider-Man villains over here. There's a few people over there. What exactly does Tony do with these guys down here? I mean, isn't there due process? Now, Deku, he does finally arrive to a level where he does get to put in a code that Tony doesn't know Deku knew. Now, Deku, he does override it. And right now he does get to walk into a room where Emma Frost, she currently does sit in a cell. Now, Deku does go to step forwards. And right now, Frost, she's been isolated. This room is surrounded in metal. And it's completely isolated from everywhere else. She has a helmet locked onto her head as another precaution. And right now she also has an inhibitor collar on her neck. And right now Deku does take a step forwards as Frost does sit there in a jail cell. And she actually is trying to mess with the helmet to get it off. Now, Deku does directly get a step up. Him asking her exactly, what does she know? Now, she does directly get a turn to Deku. And Deku is going to ask Friday if she has any communication or microphones in the room. And Friday she'll just don't confirm. And Deku does tell her to cut them all out. To which she would respond negative. Now, Deku he is annoyed. Him looking around, and I'm going to walk over to a panel. Him directly starting to hack into and gain access to the Stark Tower. As Deku does start to do that, there actually is a security measure that does get triggered. And Deku he does quickly start to override it before pressing enter. And Deku he does shut off the microphones. Now, Tony is a bit surprised. The microphones in the room, they were on. And then he got a security alert and then they're gone. He's been locked out of his own system. Now, Deku does go directly turn, walking back over and telling Emma. That took him a few minutes. But right now, he wants to talk to her. Why are you going to such effort to talk to me? What did they hide from me? Hello, Kla. It's not Kla, Emma. It's Izuku. My powers are getting better. We are all in agreement on a few things. And right now, there is a few things you'll agree on about you. Now tell me, Emma Frost, how did you know about my children? You finally figured it out. I've heard a few things. Trust me. You hear whispers, especially whenever you look into people's minds. Exactly what they may know, what they try to hide, especially whenever you try and gain control of them. Laura, though, never really did like her. I don't know what you saw in her. Then again, some of those memories she had, a little intoxicating if you ask me. Especially the ones about you. She does seem to hold those ones in very close regard. Especially a few special nights spent together. Emma, stop. Why? I like power. And you are powerful. Who's to say that we can't team up? I'm not a villain. I doubt that. You are working with the murderous intent in your own head. Clearly something big is happening. You want me dead. You learned something new, didn't you? Deku's going to stop. And Emma, she does go somewhat smile, asking exactly who did he kill? And Deku just stared directly at her. You would only come to me if you think that your children were either compromised, or you think that I'm a threat. And the fact that you know about them now means that they've either been compromised or a threat's popped up trying to murder them. And the Hulk lost a bit too much control and Clug came out to play. No. It was my father. He was the Red Hulk. Now, Emma stares directly at Deku. Her somewhat surprised, but going to somewhat cock her head back and laughing. Talking about how that is a bit of irony, isn't it? He murdered my grandfather. Oh, well, that's so sad. Well, one down. Or two Midoriya's down, I guess. But now that he's dead, that makes 3. Like father, like son. Emma, I am really trying to stay calm here. Now tell me, what do you plan to do if that information does get out? What do I plan to do? I mean, I plan to release it worldwide, I guess. But then again, I'm stuck in here now. You are stuck in here. However, I'm not trapped in here with you, Emma. You're trapped in here with me. Deku's stepping forwards and going to somewhat tap a button. As right now, on the wall, Emma does go somewhat look. Deku is standing there with the control panel. And right now, her collar, it's depowered. and she's confused, as Deku is going to tell her, as he does going to turn off the cage, exactly what's about to start happening. Now, Emma, she's surprised. Well, for Deku, he does have his eyes flash red before he does go to turn into the Hulk. Now, Emma, she actually is going to bring up her hands, bringing up her hand in the diamond form, her ripping off the lock as she does try to beg for her life. Now, Emma realized a few things a bit too late. As Deku, he does tell Emma a few things before she cracks. Now, with that being said, there actually is Tony Stark. Currently, about 20 or so minutes have passed by, and right now it's taken him nearly twice as long to hack back into his own system as it took Deku to hack into it. And right now Deku, he is going to inform Friday, as he is about to leave, him walking into Iron Man's armory about what to do. Right now he wants Friday to delete all files pertaining to the Hulk, and he wants her to delete the last 40 minutes of footage. Now, this is where Deku, he is trying to keep things a bit more simple. Iron Man, he's been working on a few simple projects. And right now, Deku, he does gotta walk into the Iron Man's armory and start sending out an access code out loud. Now, Deku, he currently does look around. There are hundreds of suits here. Tony has been busy. He builds, and builds. And Deku does currently walk past a Hulkbuster. Deku's staring directly at it, as he does go to walk past another one slightly larger, and then another one slightly larger with a lot thicker and heavier arms. And right now, Deku, he does come directly to a door. Him going to push in a few buttons before somebody is going to have the door open. Now, Deku is going to walk inside. And right now he does see an Iron Man suit that Tony, he was still in the process of getting in the last phase, which would be going against the Hulk. Now, Deku, he is surprised to see it. This suit, from what he does understand, it has one simple capability no other Iron Man suit does have. It is versatile and it does adapt to the situation. It is quite literally the Swiss Army knife of Iron Man suits. Along with that, it's tech, it's advanced. And Deku, he currently does get a step forwards, as he does start to do a few things to the suit. Now, there actually is Tony. Currently, he is a bit more concerned, as he is looking through his entire system. He doesn't understand everything going on, everything that's been happening. What is this? Now, right now Tony is going through his armory, and he's also trying to go through a few other things. As right now, Captain America, he does arrive back to the Avengers Tower. And as he does arrive, he does get informed by Tony when he does get back into his system to look around, find Emma Frost, and check everything, double check everything. Because whatever's going on, clearly Izuku Midoriya has lost his fucking mind. Now, this does surprise Steve because of a few things. Number one, Izuku's been gone for a few days, and he went underground. He's heard a rumor, but he didn't know if it was true or not. And right now, he also is concerned. As right now, there actually is where Steve Rogers, he does go to see Emma Frost. However, whenever he does head down to the holding facility, Emma Frost, she's not in one piece. He found her body shattered. Nothing but diamond shards all around the cell. And right now, he's concerned. It's not pretty. Now, there actually is where he does get Friday up and operational. And right now, Friday, she does start to review the last few, or if not the last hour, of everything. No footage is found, no nothing. And she currently does at least have these current modifications to her system, along with even records of access to these levels. Now, Cap is a bit confused, and he's surprised. Deku, he deleted these, didn't he? But no, wait, he purposely left these, right? He wanted them to know where he was. There's footage of him in the tower, but that's been deleted. Tony knows he has a copy saved in his suit, but it hasn't been uploaded to the database yet. And right now, that's just a whole other bag of bullshit. Now, right now, their access where Steve is going to walk into the armory. And right now, he does look at a door at the far end of the hallway that has been left open. Now, with that, we do actually have far above New York, where Deku, he's taking this Iron Man suit on a joyride. And right now, he's impressed by it. Much of this technology here, much of everything, he's impressed. I mean, he already knew much of Tony's own specs. Many things. I mean, gamma siphoners in the suit, a way to adapt it, nanite technology. I mean, hell, this thing is amazing. But the way it's made up, the way it's been structured is different. Tony really outdid himself here. That being what Deku does think. And right now, Deku, he currently does Godriki land the suit back at Avengers Tower. As whenever Deku does so, Captain America does come walking out and directly up to the suit. As Deku, he does get somewhat back out of it, as the suit is going to somewhat reform around itself. And the Deku does watch the suit go to somewhat slump forwards and depower itself. As right now, Captain is somewhat going to hold up his shield, informing Deku to stand down, and that he needs to come in for the murder of Emma Frost. Now, Deku, he does just going to bring up his hand, bringing it up and pulling Steve out over the railing, asking Steve Rogers exactly what does he think he was doing. Kid, think about this for a minute. I've thought about it very clear, Mr. Rogers. Listen, right now my abilities, they're getting better. I'm getting more control. Me and the big guy, we're agreeing on quite a lot. I'm not afraid of my powers, Steve. I'm no longer scared. Did you take out your... Yes, I did. A murderer like him shouldn't have the powers of mine. I mean, Steve, he killed my grandfather. Now listen. I am simply doing this as a demonstration. I have these powers. I can hack his system. Tony, he needs to leave me alone. Right now, I can hack into his system before he can hack back in. I can take control of his tech. I have the powers to stop you. I have the power to do anything. And right now, Deku will bring his hand back over as Steve Rogers does come back onto the floor. And right now, after his heart is thumping in his ears, Deku going to tell him, right now, he wants to be left alone. And he does mean that quite literally. He doesn't want to come back as the Hulk unless he does need to. Right now, what he does plan to do is systematically take out every villain who does try to come after him. And he does mean this with the best of intention. Do not follow him. Do not try to find him. And if S.H.I.E.L.D. they come after him, tell them these simple words. If they show up at his doorstep, he will rip apart their agents, and then he will rip apart S.H.I.E.L.D. He will pull their helicarrier out of the sky and into the ocean. And that will be the luckiest thing that they will have. If there is no ocean nearby, he will blow it the fuck up. Now, Steve does hear Deku. And right now, Deku, he means every single word he's saying. Now, Deku is going to start talking, expressing to Steve. He and his entire species have been shot. They have been ridiculed. They have been said to be many things. However, if they were a problem, humanity would know it. And if humanity, they want a problem, he will give them a fucking problem. He will make damn sure of that. Now, does Mr. Rogers understand what Deku is saying? If S.H.I.E.L.D. comes after him, he will murder Nick Fury. And he will murder S.H.I.E.L.D. He is giving them a kindness. He should tear them apart for what they did. They lied to him and gave the Red Hulk power. They gave his father power. He is doing a kindness by doing nothing. Now, Steve does stare at Deku. And Deku, he does go to inform him. Tell Tony his tech is good, but it won't take down the Hulk. Now, Deku does go to turn into the Hulk. And right now he does go to turn and leap away. And Steve, he's confused. Something doesn't add up here. He murdered Emma Frost. But why? Why did he do that? This doesn't make sense. Did he feel manipulated? Is he angry? No. The secrets he's learned, they're messing with him. And clearly one of those secrets Emma knew. What has that boy been made to do? Did she make him do something that he didn't know? This must have been for revenge. Now, Steve does think it is that, but it's got to be more. It may be something as simple as that. The Hulk's mental instability, that would be the most likely situation. But Deku, him and the Hulk are agreeing on a few things, and he wants to retire as the Hulk? He doesn't want to be this monster anymore? He doesn't want to be Hulk anymore. But if that's the case, then is that good or bad? But this demonstration of power, Tony's tech is good, but Deku outplayed him. Now, Steve has a lot to think about. And right now, after Tony Stark and his team to return, there is where him and Steve are talking. And right now, Steve, he does inform him. They might need to gather the Illuminati because of a few reasons. They need to discuss Izuku Midoriya. And he's well aware they've already discussed it once. And this time, do not try to wipe his mind. Because he's made a notice and told somebody to tell him something. If they try to wipe his mind, he will know exactly where to look for, what to do, and the clues to find out the Illuminati again. And if they do try to do that, Steve will lose full trust in Iron Man because of everything that's been happening. He already doesn't trust Tony anymore. However, this will destroy any semblance of the friendship they already do have. Now, Tony, he does understand. And right now, a lot is being thrown up in the air. The heroes are learning new secrets. The heroes, they're learning each other's secrets. And right now, everybody, they're not too sure what to do. They are in a standoff. People, they're scared. Heroes, they're paranoid. And right now, it's bad. And in fact, it's starting to cause a bit of a rift. Very soon, there might be a war between heroes, especially if stuff like this keeps happening. Now, with that being said, Deku, he actually show back up at the farmhouse. And right now, Deku, he does at least inform all of them. Him going to walk in and sit down at the table before bringing up a diamond shard. That he took care of Emma Frost. Him setting it down. And they're all kind of confused. He did that fast. I walked right in there. I killed her. I told her everything. I told her all of it. She knows we've been decimated. She knows that we're no longer what we were. She knows that Genosha's basically been abandoned. And right now, I'm worried. I'm worried because of what this does mean. We're not abandoning our species, are we? No, no, we're not. We're still mutants. And are the kids mutants? I don't know. Jean, looking directly at Deku. That's sort of up in the air. Right now, I'm concerned, especially about what it does mean. You're serious? Yes. I mean, the kids so far, they haven't expressed or shown any mutant powers. But with Cerebro, I've tried looking before, and it hasn't been good. Listen, I can still operate in the public light. People are still skeptical about mutants, and many people are still scared of us. They think that just because that we're weakened, they can try and overpower us, but they can't. And I am concerned. Jean, I can help. Izuku, I know. But stay here with the kids. Let them know their father. Okay. Listen, if things get too much out of hand, I can step in. I know you can. But again, you just retired. I know. But the offer does still stand. Now, Jean's just going to agree. Ash has turned directly to Laura, asking her if she wants to give her a hand trying to help convince people that mutants aren't a threat. And Laura does go to look directly at Jean, kind of expressing to her that that might be difficult, but it isn't impossible. I mean, what is it? That one guy, though. The guy who always seems to be able to, well, smooth talk people. He is their main concern. Now, Deku, he does ask a few questions about this. And right now, Deku, he does offer his assistance. The mutants need to give a public speech about what happened to them. Let them know from their side. This event hasn't been tracked nor traced, and what they want to call it is quite simple. The decimation of their species. Now, they are kind of confused, and Deku does explain. The fact that mutants are now an endangered species and people are actually looking at them again means they need to show everything. Put all of their cards on the table. And right now, mutants, they need to show that they want to live in peace with people. The people who are formerly mutants should stay at the Xavier Mansion, and they should actually be involved and around the other mutants. The people who they still are considered to be their friends, and even their allies. If they try and put a rift here in humanity and mutants now, kick these people out, they may not be safe. These people, they will target them. Their names are already on lists. Their faces are already spread all around media. And these kids, they're in a lot of danger. If anyone tries to get to them, then it could be bad. Right now, they are all targets, and they need to stay safe here. They can at least tell people about what to do, and express to them many other ideas and things. However, letting them roam free, it isn't really a good option. While they can give these kids their freedom, they need to at least try and stay in contact with the ones they do. Otherwise, if they are hurt or injured or killed, then it could be bad. These could be the extremists they're talking about, the people who they want them all dead. Now, Deku, he does make good points. And right now, Deku, he does go to walk into the other room and sit down. Him actually going to sit down and watch some cartoons with his children. As Deku, he doesn't feel pressure on him anymore. I mean, he doesn't feel this weight on him. Is it because his father's gone? I mean, that can't really be all it, but it does feel, he does feel better. Now, S.H.I.E.L.D. is still asking questions, and right now, we do actually have over with the Illuminati. Now, Charles is not here, and Beast is not here to take his place. And right now, the 5 members of the Illuminati, they are all here. Iron Man, Doctor Strange, Namor, T'Challa, and, well, Black Bolt. Now, the 5 do stand here, along with even Captain America. And they are all discussing exactly what Izuku Midoriya has done, and what he is doing currently. Now, Deku is a very, very sensitive subject to talk about, especially for T'Challa. Now, T'Challa, he does respect Deku. However, so does Shuri. And right now, Shuri, she actually does want to speak to Izuku again, see him again, and potentially ask him a few questions. However, T'Challa, he also is a bit more concerned. Shuri has made him aware of the Hulk formula, and Deku, he decided not to take it. That is one of his own concerns. Deku specially devised this formula to kill the Hulk. However, now that he has the gun to do it, he doesn't want to use it. So, he does have concerns about that. Now, we do actually have over in Wakanda, with Shuri. Shuri, she currently does going to bring up a few things on a screen and press enter. As right now she's going to look directly up and see something. As she actually is a bit more surprised. She has Deku's exact location right here. And right now, she just want to tap in something and press enter. As the data, it is deleted. And Shuri, she's going to turn and walk. As she is going to pack up a bag and go to head out. Now, she immediately leaves Wakanda. And right now, she actually is a bit more confused about what to do. This idea in her mind sounds crazy, right? I mean, her only friend, the only person who would willingly jump in front of a bullet to save her, one that tore through their flesh like butter. Yeah, it must have hurt a lot. It definitely had stopping power. And Deku, he stood on his feet there to protect her. Is she not in her right mind either? Is she confused? Is she crazy? I mean, the world is crazy now, right? Mutants appearing, disappearing, losing their powers, people always appearing, disappearing, Galactus, cosmic forces, and Inhumans, people getting superpowers and aliens existing. I mean, this shit is driving her crazy. Now, Shuri does get someone to disable her tracker. And right now, she is lost to Wakanda. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed. And have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.